Hello, everyone. I'm with Sabrina Kwaa. Sabrina, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Congratulations on your inclusion in the Truvisionaries 2026.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very honoured.
Well, look, our audience would like to know the answers to three rapid fire questions, so let's get right into it. Sabrina, tell us, how and why did you get started in short term rentals?
So, my husband and I had always had an interest in property, and we had just had our first son, and we kind of got to that critical point where we didn't love where we were living. We wanted to buy somewhere else, but we didn't have the money, and we were both working full time. And we were like, where are we ever going to find the money for that? So, we recognized that we needed some sort of extra income, some sort of side hustle, as they call it. And I was just scrolling on YouTube back then. And because I was looking for first time buyer, first mortgages, first house, Airbnb came up as kind of related videos. And that's where I first bumped into it. And I was like, oh, I think we could do this. I think this is interesting. So that's how I found it and got into it. I read more about it, started calling up, landlords and looking into how we could get into the business. And that's how I kind of fell and ended up in there.
Brilliant. I love it. Okay, great. Well, given your experience, you'll have a good answer for this question, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Tell us, what's the one thing that hosts are not doing that they should start doing today?
I think one thing that's made a massive difference in my business is being like a hawk on pricing. I think hosts are not paying enough attention to it. I think I speak to a lot of hosts who say, I have my smart pricing on. And as much as it's great that Airbnb has given us access to that tool, I think it's necessary for every host to go a little bit further. So for example, we use something called Price Labs, which is automated pricing software. And it allows us to kind of keep in tune with the trends in the market. It also helps us to plan ahead. It helps us to, which has been very important where I've recently moved to put pricing according to season. So I can do like low season pricing and high season pricing, which maybe wasn't as necessary when I started my business, because as your portfolio grows, occupancy is key. And most of the problems around occupancy, I think we spend too much time looking at other pictures pretty and optimizing the listing, which is very important. But the biggest driver of decision making for a guest is the price. And if you're not keeping an eye on the price and you're keeping your price at the same level and it's been empty for 3 days and you haven't changed the pricing at all, you're missing out on so much income. And of course, people say, the market is saturated or the market is this and that, but taking a bit more accountability that there is something you can do. And that thing you can do is really paying attention to your pricing every day, I would say.
Great. I love that. That's a really good piece of advice, Sabrina. And tell me, with the crystal ball out, looking at 2020 and beyond, where do you think the industry is heading?
I think, tourism is actually increasing year in year across the world. And I think more and more people are looking towards their stays coming with an experience, their stays coming with convenience and being served similar to hotels. I'm getting more and more requests for drivers, for nannies, for airport transfer from an Airbnb. So I think the leads in this industry will be those who marry up services with other service providers. Like I've been offered, trips in my Airbnbs, etc. I think those will be most attractive to guests over time.